Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Magical Maiden and this is Magical Maiden Reviews. I'm doing a review today on a motion sensor light, and it's a solar LED motion sensor light. So before I do anything, I'm going to show you it comes in a box like this. It's wrapped very well in bubble wrap. An instruction booklet that comes with it. It has lots of hardware and parts for mounting, and you get 2 of them. Now they're collapsible, as you can see, so if you wanted light like that, and this also goes like this, then you remove it. It has a solar panel, and you have to charge these for about 5 hours in direct sunlight. So be sure that you do that. Now you see the motion sensor, and it has 3 different settings, which I'm going to show you right now. It has the 3 different settings. Now right now I have some protective wrap, plastic wrap that goes over it, and I'm going to keep it there until they're mounted. I'm going to have my husband mount it on our shed in the backyard, both of these. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I live in the woods. Basically, the woods are right next to me. It's a heavily wooded area. I do have a street light out front, but the problem with that is the backyard doesn't get that light and is very, very dark. Unless a neighbor, which we have a lot of property, so unless a neighbor has a backyard light on or anything, you can't see anything if you have to go out in the yard without putting a light on. Now I don't want to leave lights on constantly in the back because it will run up the electric bill. So this is a great thing. It's just a motion sensor. It only comes on if there's movement in my yard. And for instance, if I go out there to get something out of the shed, or my husband, or I have to go out on my patio, these will go on. Now it's very important that you mount them where there's direct sunlight, because if you don't have a good sunny place to mount these, then they're not going to get charged and the battery will go dead. So be sure, because the charger is right here, that when you're mounting these, see all the mounting, and also this is the switch right here. You press it 3 times. I'm going to read a little bit about it to you. You do get, like I say, all the hardware to mount it, and the instruction booklet that you get right here has all the information you need. Well, as you can go on the site on Amazon, that is from Dye Music, and this is the name, Dye Music, and what you have to do is, so I'm reading a little bit about it to you right now. So I'm just going to read a little bit about it to you on this little manual, but again, you can go on Amazon where you order it, and you can read all about it there as well as in this booklet. So when you order it, be sure you read it through. I'm going to leave the link for this set of motion sensor lights below this video in the description box. So be sure that when you're done watching this video, you go below and click that link and check them out on Amazon. When you push that button in the back, the first one is constant light mode. The first one is constant light mode. The light keeps on all time until the battery will run out. So that's what you want at night. It'll go on when it gets dark, and it'll be on all night. The second setting will be a dim light, and it's a highlight switch mode. The light will change to strong from dim once it senses someone is near. The light will turn to dim once it senses people is gone, because it is a sensor motion light. Number 3 is an energy saving mode. The light only turns on strong light once it senses someone is near. Otherwise, it has no light. LED sensor light only works in a dark environment, so you can turn the lights on by covering the solar panel if you're looking for it, which is right here. Okay? So this booklet pretty much tells you how to install it if you're going to mount it somewhere. And All the instructions are in this booklet. So be sure that you find it in the box, but again, also the link below that you click, once you go there on Amazon, it'll have all the instructions and it tells you about it on there as well. And this is the box it'll come in, and it is by, okay, Dye Music. It will be wrapped, like I said, in a protective paper. I would leave that, it'll be wrapped with a protective plastic wrap, and I will leave that until you're finished mounting it, because anything can happen while you're charging it. I put these on my back patio, but you know, you don't want it to get scratched, whether it's laying there charging up before you use it or when you're mounting it. So when it's all done and it's mounted, you could take the protective plastic off, okay? Because then it'll just be ready to go. And you don't want to forget about that. So I really am happy with these lights. As far as I can see, they're well made, they're of good quality. I charged them up really good in direct sunlight. The other day, the first day I got it was cloudy, but the next day was beautiful sunlight all day long. So I just kept it in direct sunlight. I moved it when the sun moved. So it got really good and charged. Now today I waited just so I could do this review, but my husband is going to go ahead and mount it for me later on the shed so that you can see what it looks like in a really dark backyard. Because like I said, I have a light out front, but it doesn't matter because I live in the woods in a heavily tree-lined backyard where it blocks out a lot of lighting, and living in the woods, it's going to get pretty dark, and I can't see anything back there unless I put my porch lights on. Again, I don't want to run up my electric bill by leaving the lights on all the time. So it's really good to have some sensor motion lights, and you get 2 of them. And they fit in that box because they fold up like I showed you. All the, see, and that. So that's really good. And you have all the lights, so you could put this where you would mount that. There's that, and you get all the mounting gear. Now, stick around because I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've attached them over there, and even though this particular one doesn't get enough sun, that one does get a lot of sun. The sun's moving, but I am in a heavily wooded area, and I have trees all around. So the good part is they are charged. I charged them for 5 hours, and it's easy because you just reach up and the bracket, the light just slides right into there. So all I have to do is pick it up and slide it out and then lay it in the sun to charge for this particular one. This one will get enough sun. The sun's moving now, but these are well charged up. So that's what I like about the brackets. You could just, if you have to put it in a place where it's not going to get it direct sunlight, you could simply pick the light up and just slide it out of the bracket they give you that's enclosed in the box that these come in, and then just lay them in direct sunlight for 5 hours to charge up, and then slide it right back in before nightfall. So there they are. They're set to the brightest setting, and I'm going to wait till later. I wanted one on the side, and then I wanted one facing my patio. These come in handy. So I'm going to show you later when it gets dark, and I'll test it by going in front of it and watch. I have it set on the brightest setting because it does get very dark back here in a heavily wooded area. Okay, so these are on now, the one on the side, and that's how bright they are. All we did was we walked out on our patio, and it lights up pretty good our yard, see? And now that went off because it's motion activated. And we're in the woods. See how dark it is? You can't see anything. But when you come over here, it lights up the patio area, and then it lights up that. And so if you walk down this way, and my husband's walking down that way, and he's triggering it. But when you walk away, it'll shut off. So I'm going to back up. But it gets bright. I have it on the brightest setting. That one went off to the right. Now the one to the left should go off. And that one went off. And now I'm going to walk back just slightly in front of it. And there it goes. And the other one only walks when my husband's going to walk off to here. He's right in front of me. So it goes off in a few minutes and it goes on. And that's the way they look like on the brightest setting. Now we put them over here because it fits our need. One lights the porch, one lights the yard, and that's where the sun will be hitting because we're in a heavily tree-lined area, so we needed to get the sun. But they work really good and they're nice and bright. So thanks for watching. Bye.